with Good Morning Bay.
Get to know about the traffic on your way and what's news around the world today.
Some wisdom skills along the way.
Oh, and a song to hum along with and sway.
Get your perfect entertaining start to the day.
At 9 a.m. every weekday morning with
Mahima's
Good Morning Bay.
Good morning, Bay. आप सभी लोग हमारी तरफ से एक प्यार भरा गुड मॉर्निंग.
Namaste. Namaskara. Namaskara.
Vanakkam.
Khushamdeed.
Assalamu alaikum.
Sat Sri Akal.
మీకు అందరికీ వందనము.
Jai Swami Narayan.
जय श्री कृष्णा.
Jai Jinendra.
And of course हमारे सारे इस्माइली भाई बंधुओं को बोलेंगे या अली मदद एंड मौला अली मदद मदजन. हम आ गए हैं आपके प्यारे महिमा के द्वारे. मैं से फालतू बाबा.
And of course myself Altu Rani. बनाने आपके वेंसडे को थोड़ी और एक्साइटिंग एंड थोड़ी और मस्तानी. आलतू बाबा.
People joining on Facebook. आप सभी लोगों को good morning. Yeah.
Right.
Hey, good things are coming by the way. 6 more days.
6 more days.
Actually, 7 more days.
There's going to be a lot of unrest. कह रहे हैं.
Unrest is only going to be as long as you are not rested, but then take enough rest. आज हम से so get some rest, get healthy. See, rest is a very good thing, a very important thing in our lives right now, and the COVID made us realize that already.
Right.
COVID made us realize that we need to rest, take some rest, otherwise we get house arrest.
We need to take some rest because we are anyway out house arrest.
Well, sheltering in place is very much important, but then you got to do that for sure. लेकिन अभी के लिए बस जरा quick look at what's happening on the roads with Araste Kahal, which we give you total sustenance.
It's time for the Bandu Traffic Update. Call us from wherever you are at 408-912-2479.
जहाँ पे भी हो, कहीं पे भी हो, बंदजन यहाँ पे कॉल कर लीजिएगा 408-912-2479 पे 408989122479 पे कॉल कीजिएगा एंड आपको बोल दें कि रास्ते का हाल क्या चल रहा है. वेल एक्चुअली the freeway is actually free, as in there's not much of traffic on there. A good thing because people actually are sitting at home and working right now. Nobody's going out there, but life does happen. I don't know, Fatoni, have you ever hit the road around the drive time, which typically is a drive time around 5 o'clock in the morning?
Yeah.
5:30, 6 o'clock in the range. Have you hit the roads?
No.
You have, I think.
No.
In a different life. Probably.
Yeah, one time.
You might have in a different life, probably you might have. But the thing is, that is the most
Pre-COVID era. Pre-COVID.
Actually, even pre-COVID, dekha jaya to Fatoni, even now for the matter, on the same time, people are working. So otherwise, what I'm trying to say, Banujan, is economy has not stopped. People are working, getting into the workspaces. My only request is that when you guys are going and doing that, please make sure you're safe. The numbers are not looking very interesting in terms of there's no decline per se from the situation of COVID growing in the state as well as in our county. When I say that, I really mean it, Manajan, because you might say, hey, what do you think? 1%, 2% is not at all a big number. You might say, statistically, you might be right. I'm not saying no. Statistically, you might say, okay, as well as 1 in 10 is very good numbers, right?
Right.
But no, I don't think so. I think in the case of this kind of calamity or a pandemic, right, I think even a 1 percentage point is a lot of thing, because that's a huge impact. But just imagine, 1,000 new cases came up as of yesterday.
What?
1,000 new cases. We lost 61 people just in Santa Clara.
Oh my God, Altu, that's scary.
That's almost a increase of 6.9 percentage from the previous day, which actually was almost like zero. That time, and that was the range actually. And actually, it's serious. In fact, we have to make sure right now. Of course, yes, number of positive cases is floating on 1.3. It has not gone below 1. At least in Santa Clara County. Statewide, of course, look at it, yes, it's still in a 1.3 range itself. And we are still losing people for COVID. Other people are dying of COVID virus infection. Watch out for that. Be very careful. Vaccinations are underway. People are trying to get the vaccination. Yes, it's a nightmare. Yes, it's a confusion. Yes, there's going to be a lot of people actually who's going to jump the lines and get vaccination. But the whole goal, let's be patient. Administration is trying to give out the vaccines to as many people as possible. Right, I think the goal is to make sure they can give it to everybody eventually. But dekhte kya hota hai. Manajan, we definitely will talk about that for sure, give you updates on that. Otherwise, weather-wise, look at I told you, right, Wednesday is going to be a nice sunny day. It's going to be sunny all the way. In fact, weekend is going to be awesome. It's going to be total sun everywhere.
Really? That is awesome.
Friday we will have some clouds, but I don't know. Will the clouds on Friday actually bring us some rain? I don't know. We've got to wait and see. But rise of now, what I see is weekend is going to be nice. For all these people who actually are going to be, sheltering in at home, during this long weekend. It's going to be a long weekend because Monday is Martin Luther King Day, right? So
Right.
if at all you guys are actually going to be doing that, thank you for that. People who are going to be traveling and who are going to be socializing on that particular weekend, that's coming weekend. Please, be cautious. Be overly cautious if possible. Sometimes, this kind of situations, it's good to be overly cautious. If somebody says, "Oh my God, what a thing," they're overly cautious. It's fine. Tell them, okay, fine. It's my life and your life at the hand. So we had to be cautious. So basic things, Banjan. Mask up for sure. Wash your hands. Sanitize if you have. Keep your sanitizer with you, like the hand sanitizer with you if possible. And then, of course, yes, stay 6 feet away from people when you socialize. And keep a healthy lifestyle. When you say healthy lifestyle, why am I talking about healthy lifestyle? Every show I talk about this because it's very important for us to stay healthy, so we can actually have our immune system, give support to our immune system to fight any kind of virus. At least even if we get it. So at least until we get the vaccination, उसके लिए तब तो wait करो यार. मतलब walk if you can, get a exercise regime into your system, and when you're putting stuff into your body, make sure you're putting it mindfully. I'm talking about eating stuff and everything. Be mindful of what you eat and all. So this is something which you got to keep in mind to stay healthy. Now that was your update on what's happening on the roads and also what's happening with the weather, and also a little bit of update on the COVID situation part of it locally in Santa Clara. But if you want to get more detail right now, you go and jump into our news headlines, which actually cover more headlines for you guys, not only local but also nationwide and sometimes even the global part of it. So Faltani, what's headlines for us? What sticks out as a sore thumb?
Well, there's nothing much that's sticking out as a sore thumb because pretty much anything we've gotten used to now.
What?
Yes.
I don't believe you.
Well, you better believe me because the House is right now deliberating.
One more.
Yes.
I got used to it.
Yeah. Well, Senate Republicans, while the House is deliberating, but the Senate Republicans are mulling starting Trump impeachment trial as early as this Friday. Some Republicans are,
He'll be the most impeached current
yeah,
president.
he'll be the only president in history who's been impeached twice. The second time around now, this time Republicans are considering backing this Trump impeachment after the storming of the U.S. Capitol. New York City has cut contracts with the Trump organization.
Yes, very good.
You remember the PGA, the golf
Yeah.
organization?
Yeah.
They also have cancelled all their contracts with the Trump organization.
Can Florida kick him out? No, they
Yeah,
can't.
well, we don't know about that yet. In terms of U.S. presidential inauguration and what's going to be happening, Facebook is actually, there's a new Reuters exclusive which has come out, which is saying that Facebook has been tracking an increasing rise in violent rhetoric. Like,
Wow.
yeah, that there are threats about serious violence that's going to happen on the day of the presidential inauguration.
I just want to warn all our bandhus who actually listen to us, who are big supporters of Trump, for some time just lay low.
Well, what do you mean sometimes?
Because people actually get really riled up on Facebook and social media. And I'm just trying to tell them, I say that, I mean to say, one thing, of course, just do some research so you actually can educate yourself. If not, just start to, just be cautious because there will be blocks on everybody's account if at all. You start off spreading out new rumors and information which is not right.
Yeah.
So if you want to get information, just go check out mediamahima.com. We generally we try to make sure we vet the process in at least 5 different sources, and we get you directly information from the horse's mouth sometimes.
Well, just now I shared about the violence, right?
Yeah.
Breaking news just now. Washington's chief of police says about 20,000 National Guard troops are now going to be in the city for the next week's inauguration. 20,000 National Guard troops for the jam. Airbnb is going to be cancelling all DC bookings during the inauguration week. So if you've got a booking in DC, it's not going to happen. They're cancelling it. The U.S. government has, for the first time in 7 decades, executed a woman as of today. Apple has invested millions to back entrepreneurs of colors as part of their racial justice effort. And Twitter CEO Jack Dorsey's truce with his investors is going to be tested because of Trump's suspension. Intel taps VMware's Pat Gelsinger as CEO to replace Bob Swan. Amazon takes on Netflix in India with a cheaper mobile-only Prime Video plan. what has Netflix got to do? Well, Netflix has come out with another plan that they're going to release a new movie every week, Altu Baba.
Nice.
So now you really don't have to worry about what to watch. You just put it on your list and say, okay, I'm going to watch the new movie of the week.
Yeah,
whatever it is.
the only dilemma you're going to have is what not to watch.
Yes, and let's also tell you that on the way out, the Trump administration has revealed a policy to counter China with support to India. So they've declassified the pro-India policy. And some news for H-1B and green card holders. Higher wages are going to start applying in a phased manner. What else is that? You can actually wait. And one most important news item that's also come out from India, Banujan, is that a 150-mile cross-border tunnel has been detected by the Border Security Force along IB in Jammu and Kashmir. And there have been like bags that have been stored, like, resource bags for Pakistani infiltrators.
Wow.
Yeah, more on all of that coming up shortly.
And of course, it's going to come right now with you guys. The news is going to come in, but right now I'm going to have a very nice song for you guys because everybody is like, oh my God, they're like, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? A nice song called Besabriya, which you probably are feeling also right now has to achieve something. Go ahead and do it, Baranjan. Don't wait for COVID to finish and all stuff. Just go do it.
Which movie is this?
Miss Dhoni. Not Miss Dhoni.
Miss Dhoni, no.
रास्ते भागे पाँव से आगे जिंदगी से चल कुछ और भी मांगे रास्ते भागे पाँव से आगे जिंदगी से चल कुछ और भी मांगे क्यों सोचना है जाना कहाँ जाए वही
And the voice of Arman Malik Baranjan, lyrics by Manoj Muntashir, music by Arman Malik's bro, Amal Malik. I used to initially like Arman Malik's voice, but nowadays it feels so bored, just like Arijit Singh's voice. I'm sorry, Baranjan. I don't know.
But
You might not.
he hasn't been singing a lot.
Good. Even Ajit Singh has not been singing a lot. It's fine. I'm okay with it. I can live with it. How about you, Baranjan? And this is Good Morning Bay, presentation of Media Mahima Baranjan on Radio Hotties Network, airing live on local radio Mirchi 1310 AM.
जब तक तुझे एहसास है जागीर तेरी तेरा खजाना ये तश्नगी है ये प्यास है क्यों रोकना अब ये कारवां जाए
And of course, Bajan, you might feel this song sounds so similar to song. That's the Amal Malik touch, I suppose. Amal Malik, all songs sound the same.
Yeah.
And, especially the melodious ones. Have you noticed?
Yeah.
He has the same dhun for everything, pretty much. Anyway, I hope he gets creative, listens to our shows called COVID Creativity Initiatives of Media Mahima, which comes on every Saturday, Bajan. Yes, if you didn't know about that, Bay Buck actually has got a glimpse of that. You can go check it out. Our bandhus actually enjoy. If you want to join that, you can join us through our Facebook. Connect us through anything, social media, regular media, whatever media. But just give us a call if you want to, 408-912-217, and just connect it with us. Just connect. We'll become bandhus automatically, and you'll know exactly what all you can do, right? And right now, Bajan, that was just Gana Kira, which I'll play some more of. Just a few minutes, Bajan. So, pehle, how about we go news in detail, because Faltwani basically can I share?
Well, let's give you some updates on the coronavirus, Punjab, before I go to the other virus that is plaguing our country right now. The U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention has announced it will require a negative COVID-19 test from all air passengers going forward entering the United States starting January 26. The measure is intended to curb rising coronavirus numbers, which seem to be setting new records every day. The U.S. yesterday recorded more than 4,300 coronavirus deaths a new daily high. Things are so bad in Ontario, Canada, that province is under a stay-at-home order, and officials have warned a total collapse of healthcare systems. Japan has increased its state of emergency to 7 more regions, and Ireland now has the world's highest COVID-19 rate. How did this happen? Irish health officials say that the seasonality of the virus plus holiday gatherings have led to inconceivable numbers of cases and deaths. Remember, Alto kept saying that people who are getting together for Christmas, the numbers will only...
days.
Yeah, it'll take effect by the time we get all those reports and,
Well, that was not just my, what I just pulled out of my head. It's just that there was a talk which Fauci had talked about.
Yeah.
When this was the first holiday which came up, he talked about that. They got data from that particular
Thanksgiving.
activity of people. So human behavior, right?
Yeah. Labor Day weekend.
Labor Day weekend. I think one of those weekends we actually had during COVID, and suddenly there was a surge.
Yeah. Memorial Day weekend.
One of those
Yeah.
weekends, Faltoni.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. This particular 2020 has been like, wash for me. I don't know when was the weekend, when not a weekend.
Yeah.
Anyway, my week never ends, is a different issue. But the point is, I never had a point of understanding when is going to be a vacation point.
Correct.
Right? For people to go do whatever they want to do, right? There used to be some points in America, 4th of July, all those things. But now, I don't know. Even the coming weekend, I don't know. I can't believe it's coming weekend is a long weekend.
Yeah. Well, either ways, Manjan, let's tell you that the Supreme Court has granted the Trump administration's request to reinstate long-standing restrictions for patients seeking a drug used for abortions early in pregnancy. You know, the morning after pill kind of pill that was there. This was the first abortion-related case to come before the Supreme Court. Justice Amy Coney Barrett, and it all but confirms abortion rights activists' fears that she will be a deciding conservative factor in such cases. The FDA restrictions require an in-person visit with a medical professional to pick up the medication, a measure federal courts previously blocked, citing pandemic concerns. Now, they have unblocked it. Courts have been fighting over the medication abortion rule since last summer. Now, let's go on over to the impeachment stuff. The House is set to vote today for impeaching President Donald Trump for the second time. The single article of impeachment charges Trump with the incitement of insurrection following last week's Capitol breach. With the House's Democratic majority and the votes of at least 5 Republican members who have said they will join the impeachment effort, the measure is certain to pass. That will make Trump the first U.S. president to be impeached twice. Just like before, the article will then move to the Senate. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, who has so far been silent on its prospects in the chamber, had in fact supposedly told his fellow Republican colleagues in the Senate to get ready for an impeachment trial on Friday. But he has indicated that he believes impeaching Trump will make it easier to rid the Republican Party of his influence. The House has also voted last night to approve a resolution calling for Trump to be removed from office through the 25th Amendment, but Vice President Mike Pence, whose power is needed for such a move, has made it clear that he is not going to invoke it. So now people are worried that, even in terms of, they say that no but yes kind of Republicans apparently. And what are they? These are people who will vote no but hope that others will vote yes to impeach him.
Yeah, that's generally always
So
the case.
why? Because they're afraid of personal and political ramifications. Apparently, they're worried about their own personal safety. What kind of a world has it come to now, man?
Hey, with 70 million people supporting Trump, you have to be cautious about, right?
I don't know.
Because they might actually, ostracize deflectors or whatever you call it. Yeah.
What?
They might lose out, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, that is their constituency. They're representing those 70 million people, aren't they?
Well, either ways, we're going to tell you, Badajan, that officials have now opened more than 170 subject files and charged over 70 cases in their expensive investigation into the Capitol riot, according to yesterday's stunning Justice Department news conference. The acting U.S. attorney in Washington said the scope of the crimes is just mind-blowing and could include charges of sedition and conspiracy, serious crimes that could result in up to 20 years in prison. Other officials described rioters engaged in open-handed combat with police officers and confirmed that there were pipe bombs planted outside the Republican and Democratic
Oh, really?
headquarters.
That's terrorism right there.
Yes, it is. It is domestic terrorism. New threats of terrorism also rolling in on Biden's inauguration, including a plot described by a member of Congress in which thousands of armed extremists are going to surround the Capitol and prevent the Democrats from entering. Meanwhile, YouTube has suspended President Trump's channel, the latest social media company to discipline the president for a post it said had incited violence. In other people who are banning Trump, New York City will now sever 3 contracts with the Trump organization. Mayor Bill de Blasio said on Wednesday, accusing outgoing President Donald Trump of inciting crowds that stormed the U.S. Capitol last week. The company's contracts to operate a carousel in Manhattan's Central Park, skating rinks, and a golf course in the Bronx are worth about $17 million a year, de Blasio said on MSNBC. Facebook is now saying that they've seen an increase in signals indicating potential future acts of violence associated with efforts to contest the result of the U.S. presidential election since the Capitol siege last week, a company spokesperson told Reuters. She also asked not to be named for security reasons and said late Tuesday the storming of the U.S. Capitol by armed pro-Trump demonstrators appeared to be a galvanizing event, apparently, spawning efforts to organize gatherings across the country for multiple dates around President-elect Joe Biden's Jan 20th inauguration.
You know, I have very strong, urge to ask people to get research on what's happening with Jared Kushner and Ivanka Trump.
Jared Kushner.
Whatever his name is, Jared Kushner. What happened to them?
They're there.
Why is so quiet? Why so quiet?
Why are they so quiet? Because they know that they're going to be charged very soon. Because the people who spoke at Trump's rally, it's just shocking. Anyway.
No, what I'm trying to say is, are they trying to prepare for the 24? I have a very strong feeling for that.
Yeah.
Anyway, Bajan, right now, that was the news for you guys. Do we have more news from India?
Yes, we do have news from India. Alto Baba.
Go ahead.
Some news about the H-1B. The Trump administration is leaving no stones unturned to fulfill its protectionist agenda before the president-elect Joe Biden is sworn in on Jan 20th. Late on Tuesday night, India time, the U.S. Department of Labor announced introduction of final wage rules which hike the prevailing wages for those working in the U.S. on H-1B visas or holding employment-based green cards. This new rule, which is going to be published on Jan 14th, is the second attempt by the administration to hike wages for foreign workers, such as those under the H-1B or PERM labor certification program. Why are they doing this? Is because there's always a fear that Indian workers are coming at a cheaper rate, right? So Americans are losing jobs to them. Mm-hmm. But also, there is news about a 150-mile tunnel constructed along the international border to facilitate infiltration of terrorists into Jammu and Kashmir from Pakistan was detected by the Border Security Force personnel in the Hiranagar sector of Kathua district on Wednesday. This is the third tunnel that border guards have unearthed along the IB in the town districts of Samba and Kathua in that region. And the more details about that we will share on mediamahima.com, Badajan. That's all we have time for on this morning's Good Morning Bay. If you want to catch up on how well the stock market is doing after Intel named VMware CEO to be their CEO, and also if you want to find out about how Amazon has now introduced mobile-only subscription model to beat out Netflix in India, you can go to mediamahima.com.
And if you really want to watch what's happening with the impeachment debate, Barajan, has been open right now. We'll provide the links on our Media Mahima. Go check it out. Actually, is a live feed they're going to cure right now. The debate is going to start about impeaching Trump. Pelosi is leading in Barajan. Isi ke saath, we're going to be telling you, have a wonderful Wednesday. We will see you tomorrow, this evening, with our Pam Pam show live at 5.
बादल झुकेंगे जब तक तुझे एहसास है जागीर तेरा खजाना ये तशनगी है ये प्यास है क्यों रोकना अब ये कारवां जाए वही ले जाए जहां सबरियां